Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you the simple fun fold. It's kind of fancy, isn't it? And it's so easy to make. And I'm using a new stamp set and a new designer paper that's in the Occasions catalog coming out January 3rd, 2018. And it's the Meant to Be bundle. It's a beautiful set with different types of hearts in it, little ones, big ones, trendy ones, traditional ones. Great sentiments in here, not only for Valentine's Day, but just for you. Meant to Be, a wedding card, I love our life together anniversary card, to the best friend a girl could ever ask for. Birthday card, just a general hi, I miss you card. So this is going to be a great set to get, especially because of these Be Mine stitched framelit dies. This set is full of heart dies, and they're very unique dies in the fact that a lot of them, as the one we're going to be using on the card, the smaller one, die cut an inside and a border. So we're going to be using that one and another one on there, but it also comes with other dies like an edging die, a little filigreed ornamental die here, a cute little flower die that gets die cuts out a nice rose with leaves around it, and this really neat die, this heart die. Oh my gosh, it is so cute. So we're going to be using those on some other cards, but right now we're just going to be using some of the heart dies. So remember, anytime you get a bundle, it is 10% off while it's current in that catalog, so you can save a little bit by ordering both of them together. You also can get a free celebration item whenever you buy this one, because it'll qualify for the $50 purchase, and you get to pick from some wonderful things in the celebration brochure. So that's January 3rd, 2018. So on this card, we are going to be using a color palette of the Neutral Whisper White, Crumb Cake, Balmy Blue, Flirty Flamingo, and Lovely Lipstick. Now, the leaves in here have that really pretty soft seafoam, one of our new colors. So I brought the soft seafoam in. The paper is just gorgeous. It's called All My Love Designer Series paper. Beautiful florals and all those soft colors and the bold, lovely lipstick. And I kind of think this here, on this one, I think because it's paired here beside the Flirty Flamingo, it looks almost like a rich raspberry. So beautiful colors. And of course, you've got these floral images, and then on the back, you've got some other heart images, Valentine's images, little prints that can be used for cards where you don't want the bigger print, but just a smaller print. So this card is a fun fold. I've heard it called a flip up fun fold, a designer triangle fun fold. Don't know exactly what the name of it is. Kind of looks like, my friend said, a bow tie, if you had something in the middle there, but since I put a bigger portion in there, we'll see what that is. So we're using Lovely Lipstick as our base. Now this base is just a quarter sheet of your cardstock. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, one of 4 pieces you could get out of a single 8 1/2 by 11. That's going to be our card base. And then we're going to be putting on the white that will be 4 by 5 1/4, and all of the measurements and all the supplies, all the colors that you see me putting together here will be on my blog post on CindyLeeBDesigns.com. So you don't have to write them down. So you can see on this card, we have used the layering scallop square from the Layering Squares dies, and that's the largest scallop. And I'm also using the Stitched Shapes framelit dies, and I'm using the square one there that nests inside of there. So on this card, since I did the outside so pretty, and on the inside I did make a boo-boo here, and I ripped it off, and I was not very careful. So we're going to pretend that's not there right now. So we're going to have it mimicked on the inside of the card. So we're going to have 2 of these Lovely Lipstick and 2 of these Stitched Shapes squares. So, and as you can see, as is my MO, I'm always cutting out the inside if I'm going to cover up the image there. So I have a one cut out there. So the other thing is I did, when I made this card, I got to this part where I put the focal image over the tips of the triangles here, with the tips of the triangles, and it just didn't look like I had enough room to write a message. So I put this crumb cake square there, and it's 3.5 by 3.5. It just gave me a little extra space to when somebody's writing the message inside the card. So we are going to get started with the folding of this gorgeous designer series paper. You're going to need 2 pieces. They are 4 inches by 3 inches. So 4 by 3, that means you're going to get 12 of them out of a 12 by 12 sheet of this designer series paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to decide which pattern you want to see. I wanted to see this floral pattern, so I'm going to be folding in on the smaller pattern, though I do love this pattern as well. So what we're going to do on the 4-inch side, we're going to just fold it in till your top corners hit each other. Now, if you're having trouble getting this to meet each other, you can just take your bone folder and you can loosen up the fibers in the paper, and then that'll make it easier to crease there. You could also put this into your Stampin' trimmer and using the scoring blade or in your scoring tool, just make a little bit of a score mark there, and then it helps give you a guide. But you can also just pop it down right like that, and then you'll just take your bone folder and make a nice crease on each side, and then you're just going to fold up the bottom part and make a nice crease as well. Okay, so that will be one of them. And again, we're going to put, this is the 2-inch mark because this is 4 inches, and we're just going to fold these down to meet each other and make sure they're meeting each other. And then we will score on those 2 sides, and then we fold up this bottom here, and it just folds right along the bottom of that paper, and just make a nice crisp crease on that with your bone folder, because that's going to be very important when we're putting together this card here. So what we're going to do is we are going to get some of our snail or whatever adhesive you'd like to use, and we're going to put some snail pretty generously on these 2 flaps, which are the inside, which we would call the side you're not going to see. And so just looking at the flowers, I don't think we're going to have to worry about how they look, except for I would like these flowers to be looking up, so we're going to put that on the bottom. So what we're doing is taking, this is going to be the part that folds up, so you're going to take the edge, the 4-inch side of your inside of your card, and you're just going to line it up against that crease, making sure both sides are flush right on that crease, and then that's going to be your bottom. And you notice when I folded that, I could tell that the flowers were going in that direction. On this one, you don't notice it as much, maybe a little bit right here, and you're just going to do the same thing on the top of the card. You're going to take into the crease, lining up the edges on the left and the right side, right along that crease. And you're also going to use your bone folder, very nice crease there. And I see I have just a tad of designer series paper showing there, and all you do there is just snip off that little sliver there. Okay, there we go. So that's the hardest part of the card. Well, maybe not. So then we're going to adhere this to the card base. So when we adhere that to the card base, you can use glue, because you just can. So I'm going to put some glue on here, on these edges. And then I'm going to use my snail, though, right on the edges of the 2 sides, but not putting a lot there because I don't want any crumply writing. Okay, so we've got our card going that way. And then we're just going to get a nice 1/8 inch border all around the card and adhere that down. So we've got the card base done. Now we're going to work on this focal image. So as I said before, this is going to be going on here. So I'm going to actually use my fast fuse that I had here on my table, and I'm just going to put some of it right on this edge. Okay. Got a little glubby there. Let me put a little bit more on here. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot, kids. We need to put a little bit of adhesive in here. So let's put a little glue in here and fold these down. Almost forgot to do that. There we go. Ah! Uh-oh, we're in trouble, kids. Whoa. Please help me. Okay, there we go. All right, stay there. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and put our crumb cake square on here before I mess something else up, because you know that fast fuse works really well. So there we go. Now we're safe. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of this triangle here too to keep the card closed. See how simple that is to make? To have that really cute look on that card. So then, now we're going to build up the front of our card. So we're going to put this one here. Okay, now as you notice, I'm using different designer series paper here. On this one, it was very easy to pick my colors because I just went with Crumb Cake, Flirty Flamingo, Lovely Lipstick, Balmy Blue, and the soft sea foam here. So I used all those colors on here. But when I came over to this designer series paper, I'm missing a color. Which color is it? It's the Flirty Flamingo. This color really is just a more of a tone, a hue of the Lovely Lipstick, and it just really, in my opinion, did not go with the Lovely Lipstick. I mean, with the Flirty Flamingos. So I'm going to show you how I rectified that. So why don't we go ahead and put this white square come on, Tombow, there we go. Let's just go ahead and put this white square on this Lovely Lipstick scallop square, and then we can start. Now you know what was going to happen there. I was going to glue it right back down to my grid paper. So there we go. We've got that done there, and we already have some glue on the heart part, but we're going to actually put a little more glue here on the corners. And we'll be ready to put it onto the front of the card. So there we go. Oh, I just see a little bit of fibers from the paper when it was cut. And then I just get a nice border equal around all four sides. And I still see a little bit of some paper fibers there. I just run my fingernail along it and it comes off. So there's the focal image there. Well, then I was going to start building up, as I said, and I played around, like I said, with the Flirty Flamingo, and it just didn't really, well, actually, maybe it's not so bad. But I decided that I saw the soft sea foam there. So as I was saying before, these hearts will cut out an inside heart and then a border. So you end up having two pieces when you use this die. And you'll also have that with the bigger die, and then the other die does an embossing into the paper. So we're gonna be looking at that in another video. But here you've got these two pieces. So I thought this looked really pretty there, and you could see the soft sea foam. Well, then I just cut out a whole bunch of different colors and tried to figure out what would go good there. Like, for instance, I was like playing around with all the different colors that could go on here. Ooh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? I think I like that, but I knew I wanted to use the Balmy Blue. What do you think about that? I wish you guys could just text me right now and tell me. I think when I started the video that I was going to put the crumb cake around that, but you know what? I think I'm going to put the Lovely Lipstick. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to adhere this soft seafoam heart first. It's a little tricky when you're getting the little border around it. So if you put this down and this is secure, then, and I tried to make it straight on this horizontal line there. Then when we go to put this on, just makes it a little easier. Just put a little bit of Tombow scattered on the scalloped heart that has the beautiful stitching on it. Just get a little bit here and there. Let it dry just a little bit till it's has a little tack to it. And then we're going to put it around that soft seafoam heart. And then you can just kind of hold it there in place for a moment. And then this sentiment here, this sentiment I did the lovely lipstick ink to coordinate and bring out the pop with the lovely lipstick card base. And so I went ahead and I used a piece of scrap I had in my drawer, and it was a 1-inch piece, and then I cut it down to 2 7/8. So 1 inch by 2 7/8, and then I just put it into my triple banner punch. Just pop it in the whole way. Always look to make sure that you've got it to the edge here. And then I popped that piece out, and then I had the perfect size to go onto my card. So I already went ahead and stamped that. Now, as you can see on this card, you need to kind of get it a little bit underneath this heart. So what I'm going to do is just put my piercing tool to get a little space there. And I just want to have it so that my banner is not going outside of the envelope line there, okay? So I know that that's fine to go right there. And so then the next thing I did was I die cut using Balmy Blue to bring out the Balmy Blue, and I die cut using this really detailed die here. So pretty. It comes out very easy, but have your patience when you're popping the little doodads out of there. So what I did then is I knew I wanted to kind of interlace it there so that I could put it on there. So you just play around with it before you put the glue on it, and then you'll kind of know what you're going to be working with. So then I just took this and I used my glue again. I just was just scattered it, bits and pieces here and there. You could also use your Sizzix adhesive sheets, but they, are very much like our tear and tape, and so they really adhere, so you have to be a little careful there. So just slide your blue heart so that you can see the sentiment, and then keep it level on the horizon. I'm going to cover up this little corner here of there we go. And we've added the blue in there. Okay. So then I thought to myself, there's something else missing here. So what I did is, oh goodness gracious, I pulled out some pearls earlier, and I think they got lost on my desk. Oh well. Haha. Okay. Anyhow, we are going to go ahead and tie our bow. And what I did is I just cut 12 inches. 12-inch bow. And where did the scissors go? There we go. So 12-inch bow. 12 inches of twine. And then I just always fold it over and cut it again. And then I like to use 2 pieces of twine on my bows, especially with the linen thread, because it's thinner and it just gives a better look to the card with a nice bow there. And so we'll just play around with the bow, get it the size we want it to. Like I said, having 2 pieces of, with the other baker's twine, the colored baker's twine, it's a little thicker. So let's get these bows, these loops the same size. Okay, let's just take this bow apart. Maybe those pearls will show up too. Darn. Oh, I hate it when I have everything all set out and then I lose it. Okay. Come on. We need a little bit of help here with our bow. Okay. Make it nice and tight. Then pull those little edges. Pull these little edges here. for the life of me, I cannot find those pearls. You know, they are small, huh? Come on, pearls. Oh, well. Let's just put our bow on there. And we're going to use a glue dot, and that would mean finding our glue dots right there in front of us. Alrighty, just put a glue dot right on the middle of that bow, and then pull it up with your paper piercer. And since I can't find the pearls, but I'll have the pearls on later, I just want to put it right kind of on the blue part. Where are those pearls? Oh well, they're gone. Okay, get over it, Cindy. Alrighty, so let's work on the inside. But anyhow, you can see what I did with those pearls. I just put 3 little pearls right on the curve of that blue heart. Just adds a little bit of pretty to it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is work on the inside of the card. Okay, I looked at this and I thought it just looked little blah. So what I did was I stamped a heart and a sentiment there. And I saved this little tiny heart that came out when I die cut there just to add a little bit of blue on the inside of the card. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our Flirty Flamingo. No, we're not. We're going to use our Balmy Blue because we didn't put Flirty Flamingo on this card. So we're going to do a Balmy Blue heart, okay? So we're going to just ink up using our Balmy Blue ink pad, and we're going to just center that heart on our stitched shape square, and we've got a pretty blue, and then we're going to use our lovely lipstick. And we're going to stamp the sentiment, Happy Valentine's Day. And we're just going to make sure we've got coverage on our stamp. Make sure we're stamping in the right direction. Okay, nice and straight. And we're going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day over the blue. Look how pretty that turned out. Oh, I found my pearls. Look at that. They were hiding under the Happy Valentine's Day acrylic block. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Okay, we got to go back. We got to go back. Okay, kids. So what we're going to do is put our pearls on. Oh my gosh, I'm just a hot getting ready for the holidays mess today. So we're going to take the little pearls and put them on the front of our card. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, now that makes me happy. Ha! Okay, so there we go. We want to now put this onto our lovely lipstick scalloped rectangle. Using some snail there, we're going to center that on that scalloped square. And we are going to then also adhere it to the crumb cake. I kind of liked putting the sentiment here on this part because not only did it cover up where that triangle starts, not only did it cover that up, it gave you this space here to be able to put your message that you wanted to send to somebody. Okay, so I thought what we could do is take this pretty little flowery foliage thing that came, it's called a die, and we're going to put that just right down here at the bottom. So we're going to just take some of our Tombow again. Now, of course, like I said, this would be a great little die to just use some of those little, you know, when you die cut something with the Sizzix adhesive sheets, and whenever you have like scraps left over, save those little scraps that are left over because you can use them for this. So which way does that go? I think it goes this way. So what we're going to do is just put that right down on the inside of the card for a little embellishment on the inside. So you've got a lot to look at on the inside. You're seeing the blue, you're seeing the lovely lipstick, you're seeing the soft seafoam. So those are all the colors that, and the crumb cake, that are all in the designer series paper. So you've finished up your card there. Really easy. I know I made it look hard, but it was really easy. I hope you enjoyed seeing this video on how to make this quick and easy fun fold that shows off really pretty designer series paper. Doesn't use a lot of it, but gives a good wow. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me, text me, call me, 724-323-2296, email at cindyleeb@gmail.com. You can visit my blog, cindyleebdesigns.com, to find out all the materials, colors, measurements I made to make this card. So thanks for buzzing by, friends.